I have no idea what that meant. Watagashi I don't speak Japanese! Hey guys, welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. We're going to still continue with our Yuri route, so let's go back to the tea princess herself. Tall, dark, and beautiful. She wants a mausoleum. And imagination. Frightening. It's funny because last time there wasn't a lot of words to go that were about her, it seemed like, but now it seems pretty easy. We've learned a lot. Incongruent. Unrestrained. Determination. Are you an Undertale fan? You are an Undertale fan. Interesting. No. Abstract. There we go. Contamination. Let's see. Insight. Yep. Crimson. Yep. I want to see if we can get 100% Yuri today. Sensation. Oh, 6 more. Come on. Despise. Okay. It's getting hard, guys. This is getting hard. Secretive. Portrait. Probably portrait of Markov. Okay, there you go. After image. 2 more, guys. Disaster. I don't know. Analysis. And 1 more. Can we do it? For the win? Embrace. Oh, shoot. Oh, damn it. Okay. Crap. Well, we had 1 more anyway, so it don't matter. We failed. Challenge failed. Just delete my life. Vibrant. There we go. They're mostly Yuri. 1 little Sayori snuck in. Just a few days ago, I never would have thought I'd look forward to an extracurricular so much. So my throat has been kind of hurting today. Hopefully I can still read this. At least give another hour of recording. I hope my voice can keep going. And I have some tea here to help me with my throat. But here I am, back for another club meeting, and anticipating new antics from everyone. The usual shoot. I'm gonna turn my volume down. Okay. The unusual scene awaits me as I step into the club room. Hi, Salty! Hey, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. Is that so? Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Yeah, I'm sure you're not gonna break your neck. Anyway, what's new? Oh, I've got some exciting news. What's up? I got a tire swing. No! Did you know that the student store sells that new brand of strawberry milk now? I saw what I passed by on my way here. Oh, I should have known better than to expect actual news from Sayori. Huh, I didn't think I tried that yet. I don't know, strawberry milk is usually too sweet for me. It's actually really gross. I hate strawberry milk. What? But it goes great with melon bread. Sorry, Sayori, you could eat a pack of raw sugar and you still say it's not sweet enough. Heh, that's exaggeration. Seriously though, it goes really well with bread. Milk is sweet, but it still has the unique tart strawberry flavor that eased by the richness of the milk. And when you pair that with fresh bread, the sweetness is spread out even more so that it has the right amount of flavor. Wow, when did you become Gordon Ramsay? Hey, I know that guy. He says a lot of nasty words. Ha! I'm a food expert, so you should trust me on this. I mean, given how many snacks you eat every day, I don't doubt that you know your food well. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, you meanie. So a meanie for giving her a compliment. Anyway, aren't you hungry now? Talking about food always makes me hungry. Now that you mention it, maybe a little. Great! Let's go to the student store and buy snacks together then. She's trying to get me to penny up. And I see what she's playing at. I raise my eyebrow and Sayori notices. Salty, why are you looking at me like that? Well, Sayori, I have a nagging suspicion that you're only trying to convince me to come because you don't have any money. And you just want me to buy you a snack. What? I would never do that. Oh really? Well, let's see your purse. Huh? Your purse. Let's see it. Ha ha ha. Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens with it and dumps its contents onto the desk. 2 small coins fall out. Tisk, tisk, tisk. This little ruse might have actually worked had Sayori not pulled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of times she managed to trick me into buying her another ice cream. I guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori. No fair, how did you know? Oh, now wouldn't you like to know? Let's just call it intuition. In response, she sticked her tongue out at me. Typical. Oh man, doing Yuri's voice with his throat. I'm gonna go ahead and cough it out. Oh, don't die. Don't be the Rona, please. I'm too young to die. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice she was eavesdropping. Looking over in your direction, I catch her peeking over the top of the book. Ah, I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Salty to let me borrow some money. That's none of my business, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. Wow, isn't that a little harsh? I'm only messing around with Sayori after all. I didn't mean that. That came out much harsher than I intended. Sorry, Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with a strand of her hair. It's like one of her only poses she ever does. That'd be shy. Well, I apologize for how I've been acting lately. It looks like she might be a bit ashamed of how she acted yesterday. You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself. There's no way you could think that after. You were right, though. I shouldn't trick people into buying me things. Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri let out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hands. Even the way she laughed is so shy and proper. Is this mischievous behavior something Sayori used to display as a child then? Oh yeah. Alright. Although back then I fell for it time and time again. You would believe how much candy Sayori used to manage to con me out of. Don't make me so sneaky, Salty. Although those candies were so good. I'm surprised, Sayori, coming from you. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? I'm gonna cut it out. What's going on here? You two aren't having fun, are we? Oh, nothing much. Sayori here was just up to some mischief. Oh. Yeah, she tried to trick me into buying her a snack. Hey, that's not true. Monica smiles wryly and turns to me. Stab the bitch. I'm assuming this isn't the first time. I mean, this scenario seems like it's happened a couple times. Well, you'd be right. We all share a little chuckle at that. Well, everyone except Sayori does. Hey, you guys are being really mean. Okay, we're sorry, but you did bring this upon yourself. Yeah, I know. But in my defense, I am really hungry. Well, Natsuki chimes in. Oh crap! Natsuki. Wow, wasn't too good. Natsuki chimes in. If you're really that hungry, you can have this if you want. That wasn't her voice at all. Crap. What is Natsuki's voice? She offers up a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches it out of her hand. Maybe some tea would help me with that. Save me, tea. Thank you. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. Oh, so good. Sayori clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. Ha! You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sora gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Oh! Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Uh-huh. Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri, Monica, and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff? Sayori, you know you shouldn't do something like that without permission. Monica scolds Sayori. I know. I'm sorry, Natsuki. But it was so good. Hey. Everyone but Natsuki chuckles. These things happen a lot, Monica? A little bit too much, to be honest. Don't worry, it's all in good fun. Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food. Oh, calm down, it's no big deal. Well, if you know her backstory, the one little cookie probably means the whole world for Natsuki. Huh. Natsuki pouts in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly... Wow! Now that I know that much about Natsuki and her past self with her dad issues and her starving and not getting enough food, I just realized that one bite was actually really terrible for Sayori to do. I never picked up on that before. Dang, I guess that guy shows even the small things can have really bad side effects if you really think about it. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Meanwhile, Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet, and Yuri is already lost in her book. Hello, Yuri.
Oh, hello, Salty.
Yuri places the book she was reading down on her desk. I'm not interrupting you or anything, am I?
Oh, not at all. Were you hoping to continue reading together?
Well, yes, actually. Would that be alright?
Oh, of course. Before we get started, would it be alright if I made some tea?
I got some right here, thank you. Sure, what did you have in mind?
Perhaps I could show you.
Oh, save me, tea and honey. Yuri stands up and drifts toward the back of the room. She opens up the cupboard and retrieves the glass pitcher.
It'll just be a moment, is that alright?
Yeah, take your time. Yuri turns to leave, but then suddenly wheels back.
Oh, I almost forgot, there's an electric kettle in the cupboard here. Would you mind plugging it in for me while I'm gone?
Sure, see you in a bit. This time, she leaves the classroom for real. She nervously clutches over the water pitcher, yet she still appears to make long, elegant strides. Wasn't it when she disappeared into the hall was when she started cutting herself? So she's gonna go relieve some stress? It's really quite astonishing to see. She almost looks graceful. Oh, where's Yuri off to? You didn't scare her away, did you? No. At least I don't think so. I'm just teasing you, Salty. Right. That's not really what I call a good joke, but I don't argue. Yuri wanted to make some tea, so she went to fetch some water. I see. Yuri's very proud of her tea set. Has she shown it to you yet? Oh, not yet, no. Maybe you should ask her about it. Tea is a big passion of hers, so I'm sure she'd be happy to talk about it a bit. Who knows, maybe it'll help you get a little closer to her. Monica, are you being a bro? Are you being a bro again? That's so unlike you. Usually you're the one who wants to be the bro. Monica giggles. I'm just messing with you again, Salty. At that moment, the door to the classroom opens, and Yuri walks back with a full water pitcher. Ah, speak of the devil. Well, I won't keep you any further. Have fun with Yuri. Monica walks away, and Yuri approaches me.
Is everything alright? I'm sorry for taking so long.
You're fine. Monica was just telling me about your tea set.
Ah!
A delicate smile plays across Yuri's face.
Yes. Would you like to see it?
I'm much more supportive of the tea set hobby than the knife set hobby. I approve of the tea set. Monica must have been telling the truth. She genuinely looks excited to share this with me. I'd be happy to, Yuri. So far, nobody's died. This is going great.
Salty, do you like oolong tea?
I've actually never had it. I don't really have a preference. I'm sure whatever you give me will be fine. I have apple tea here.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the electric kettle at 200 degrees. She then begins measuring out tea leaves into a strainer. Well, no, I don't do that. I just put the damn packets in the water and let it boil, and then boom, tea. Monica wasn't kidding. You must really enjoy this, huh? Yuri smiled shyly, blushing slightly.
Yes, besides reading, tea is a true passion of mine. A piping hot cup of tea alongside a gripping novel. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
In Coolidge, they have the coffee shop at my college right next to the library, so you always get that whiff of coffee right when you go to the library. It puts me in the mood to study. Like, I love doing that. To this day, occasionally I'll just start boiling some coffee just to smell it while I do some work, and it makes me like a little bit more excited to do so. Do some work. Yeah, I guess it does. I have to admit, it's kind of fascinating seeing you be so exact with everything.
Huh? Tea is an art, Salty. It's a delicate dance where every step must be perfect. Even the temperature of water needs to be precisely 200 degrees.
Really? The tea I make when I haphazardly plop a tea bag in boiling water seems fine to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then again, I guess you're making tea with higher grade ingredients.
I picked it from the poison ivy bush outside. Hope you enjoy it.
Once the water is boiled, Yuri adds it to the pot and carefully steeps the tea leaves. She hums to herself delicately and pours out the tea for each of us. It's nice seeing you like that. It's nice seeing you like this.
What do you mean?
You just seem so relaxed, like you're in the zone and not killing yourself.
I see.
Expressing myself really isn't as hard as I thought it'd be. I'm glad I get to do this sort of thing with someone else.
Especially someone as delightful as yourself, Salty. I'm sorry if that sounded weird. I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
It's really okay, Yuri. I want to do all of this with you. Oh, damn, Salty. It's kind of new for me as well. Maybe a bit of company will make it easier on both of us.
Yes. Thank you for being so patient with me, Salty.
Yuri really doesn't have much self-confidence. At least I could do it is let her be herself a little. Aw. Maybe over time she'll grow more comfortable around others.
Salty, would it be okay if we sat on the floor today?
I don't see why not. Any particular reason why? You get your ass off that floor. There is corona going around. You all need masks. Where are all your masks?
I can rest against the wall and read instead of leaning over my desk. I often have back problems, so it'll be a little easier on me.
I wonder why you have so many back problems. Oh sure, I don't mind.
Thank you. Sometimes it can be a real bother to have,
boobies!
That is to say,
based on how she's acting, I think I can guess what she might be referring to. But confirming that would probably make her feel even more embarrassed. You mean you have a terrible reading posture, right? I can't imagine hunching over your book like that so much. It's too comfortable.
Yes! That's exactly what I was going to say. Not my big lumptious boobs. So if we were to sit on the floor...
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me just get the book. I retrieved the novel alongside a small bag of chocolates. We've had this conversation before. I think the last time she got real crazy when we put chocolate in her mouth. Yuri carries out her teacups and places them on the ground, sliding down to the floor. Excuse me, had a burp. Soon enough, the two of us are in the same position as yesterday, each holding one side of the story.
Would it be okay if...
Yuri shifts closer to me until our shoulders are touching. Her thick purple hair, it's actually purple? Like, I knew it's purple color, but I just thought that probably represented that it was dark. Her thick purple hair flops over my arm as she peers over the book. People don't normally have purple hair. I mean, a couple people dye it, but still. I think I'd like Yuri being a little bit more assertive. Ooh.
Here.
Yuri reaches over with her free hand and presents me with my teacup. I carefully accept it, taking good care to avoid her chest as I do so. Don't want to knock the boobies over and cause a massive earthquake. I slowly let go of the book and raise the teacup. Yuri subconsciously moves her hand underneath it to better balance the book between us. Her gaze is completely focused on the page below. It's almost as if we can see the story being scanned word by word in her eyes. As she continues, I take a sip from a teacup. I have a soothing floral flavor and it smells wonderful. Yuri wasn't kidding, this really is quite relaxing. Once I finish my tea, I take a chocolate from my bag and fiddle with my wrapper. After I clumsily dispose of it, I pop it into my mouth. I got some chocolate here, would you like one?
I appreciate the offer, but I don't want to accidentally get smudges on the pages.
That's a good point. Sorry, I hadn't thought of that. My bad.
Oh, it's quite alright. I can hold the book for us if you like.
Yuri grabs the other side of the book and holds it between us. I always like that little backdrop. It's pretty. Before I know it, she transfixed in the story again. I don't think she noticed, but her arm's resting on top of my leg. I take another chocolate from my bag and raise it up to Yuri's mouth. Without looking away, she parts her lips. I don't know if she realized she's even doing it. But she's expecting it now. I have to follow through. I timidly place the chocolate in Yuri's mouth. As she continues to read, she closes her lips around it. Huh? She looks like she just realized what happened.
What? Salty.
No, it's chocolate. Yuri blushes deeply, looking up at me. Sorry? I wasn't really thinking.
No, you were trying to make me feel more comfortable, right?
Yeah, suddenly I feel really nervous. Yeah, I just thought you might like some.
Yes. If that's the case, then I wouldn't mind another. That's alright with you, of course.
Totally. Yuri tries to look back at the book, but I can tell she's unable to focus on it. I can feel my heart trying to beat out of my chest. Yeah, Salty going for the kill. Things have gotten really tense. I reach down and take another chocolate. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. Oh, baby. Let me look at your beautiful eyeballs. I don't have the crazy eyes. Do not get the crazy eyes. Was this how things were supposed to go? Yuri doesn't look away. There's a soft pleading in her eyes as she blinks slowly. I raise my arm.
Ah.
Like before, Yuri parts her lips. However, this time, it feels a lot more intimate. Her breath is gentle and warm on my fingers as I place the chocolate in her mouth. Okay, Ev. Well, what do we have here? What? Yuri jolts back. Sorry, I didn't mean to make things awkward. You did that on purpose, you bitch. Okay. She is still, even though I don't know if she has the powers that she had in the original, she is still very much a cock blocker in this one. So, I love it. That's pretty funny. We do need to share poems now, though, if that's okay, you two lovebirds. Yeah, of course. Great, get things put away, and you can join us shortly. Yuri and I sit there dumbfounded.
I guess I could take care of the teacups.
Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bags of chocolate. Without another word, the two of us clean out everything up. I don't know if either of us will have the courage to bring this up in the future. You should give the chocolate to Natsuki. She's gonna starve to death if you don't give it to her. Whom should I show my poem to first? I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm gonna go ahead and save, and we'll do Monica. I do love reading the poems, though. They're always fun. Hi again, Salty. I'm trusting that the club's been doing you well. Same answer as yesterday. Oh, that's nice to hear. So how's the writing going? Alright, I guess. Just alright. No, I guess I should say that it's revolutionized my world and brought color to the previous life. Well, I say that, but the club, if not the poetry, really has made my day more interesting. Okay. Candor with the sarcasm, mister. At least you're not hating it, though, right? Nah, it's been an interesting experience, at least. Gives me a new hobby to do. I'm happy that you're playing yourself, at least. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright. I can see that you put in some good effort there. It feels like you're not getting it. It feels like you're not getting more comfortable with your style. You're not only getting more, but the okay, I read it wrong. But the imagery is even better than the last one I read. Seems like you've been finding more inspiration in Yuri's writing style too, right? You could say that. Although it's more like I admire that kind of writing style in general, rather than Yuri specifically. It's okay, Salty. I won't judge it if it's otherwise. I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm sure that you're wrong. I should probably think of a way to change the subject fast. Anyway, about Yuri's writing style. What do you think about it? Given that I wrote in a similar style, I'd like to know your opinions on it in general. Well, I guess say that her poems are the most romantic. But hold on, Salty, have you not seen her poem yet? No, I haven't. Why? Well, I think the argument yesterday really got to her, to be honest. Yeah, it did kind of blow up. So I already believe that Yuri is trying to reform herself by experimenting more and giving Natsuki's style a try. That's kind of unexpected. How's she changing up her poems? Well, it seems like Yuri is paying more attention to rhyme and meter now. I don't think I really have to tell you this, but because she was really into free verse and less conventional devices, but now she's really going back to poetry's traditional roots. It's good to go back to your roots, though. It allows you to build up that foundation. I wonder what Natsuki's thinking about this. Have you seen Natsuki's poem today yet either? No, why? Why don't you ask to see her poem yourself? But I don't think that Natsuki knows that Yuri is changing herself yet. Huh, I see. Honestly, I'm worried that Natsuki is going to do something she'll regret one day that she can't take back. Like biting somebody. That sounds really ominous. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring the mood down. It's just that the president's job is to worry about the well-being of the club members, you know? Make literature club great again. Yeah, I got that. That's pretty responsible of you. Heh, it's all part of the job. Anyway. Okay, you could do that. Okay, I knew you could hide the text somehow. Back to Yuri's poetry. Although the literary devices that she incorporates are different, her overall themes and tones seem to still be similar. Her previous work actually reminds me a lot of the poet C.K. Williams' poems. Of the poet C.K. Williams. Although she's departed from writing in a similar style, the depth of the themes aren't dissimilar. In Williams' later work, he wrote introspective poems that were very descriptive. That does sound pretty familiar. Anyway, he's a pretty distinguished poet. So your takeaway message could be that this sort of style is pretty well liked. Well, you have to be a good writer too, of course. Alright, thanks for the lesson today, Miss Monica. I guess I do sound a bit like a lecturer sometimes. If this style is popular, I guess I could start getting ready for fame and fortune. Oh, if this style is popular, I guess I could started getting ready for fame and fortune. Monica rolls her eyes, although she can't suppress a smile from breaking through. But in the meantime, you want to show me your poem now? I think it's about time we let your poem shine. Sure thing, Salty. I like this way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Pressurized. I float there, in vast hollow emptiness, large but small, gradius and overwhelming, yet a death mount, drifting, mending, carrying along, an endless void. But then I realize, my eyes open, bloodshot, my mouth open, gasping for breath in this crushing, suppressing, restraining, boundless, everlasting, suffocating vacuum of torment. Atmosphere, Pascal, Tor, screaming with no mouth, stretching, restraining, unrelenting, clawing with no nails, distinguished in a suffocating poem of absence. It's even more strapped than the last one, huh? Really, freeform too, if that's what you call it. I guess this is just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just kind of a thing I'd never really seen before, I guess. The other girls don't do this stuff nearly as much as you, at least. Huh, yeah, you could say that they're a bit more traditional when it comes to their structure. But I kind of like playing with my spaces on the paper, but you're wasting trees! Monica, you're gonna kill us all! Again. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. And fragments everything and leaves a dissonant tone with the reader. I see. I guess that there's a lot of things you could do with poetry. Definitely, poetry is very much an art form. You're meant to craft poems using never-before-seen combinations of words to interpret the world around you. You really love poetry, huh? Maybe you should write a poem about poetry someday. That's not a bad idea. But you should divide by 0 and we'll all die. Anyway, it's still hard for me to tell what your poem's about. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. Don't ask what the poem could do for you, ask what you could do for the poem. A poem can be extracted as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it in that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? Now, we've all had to experience that at some point with the poetry discussion and all, but it can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. If you find other people who enjoy writing, though, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your poem is good or okay or bad, they want to focus more on everything that went into it and the thing you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It definitely is more helpful getting really criticism or feedback rather than just empty words. I guess I'm really hitting the mother lode with the literature club. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Let's do Natsuki's, because I wanna see her art, how she changed her style. Well, it's better than your last one. I still don't like it. It's trying too hard to be serious. Huh? What do you mean? Poems don't need to be cryptic and deep sounding to be good. It just sounds super dumb if you don't suck at it. Honestly, don't try to write like this until you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki pauses. She just realized something. Oh, don't tell me. You're just writing this to impress Yuri, aren't you? What? No, I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just writing. Yeah, writing exactly how Yuri would write. She would love crap like this. You know what? No. Natsuki shoves my poem back at me. I don't want to do this anymore. If you write a poem for someone else, don't show it to me. Well, that just happened. I guess that was destined to happen. I never really understood what Natsuki tries to get out of me. At least she wasn't the girl I was trying to impress. There you go, you know. She didn't give me her poem. That sucks. Alright, let's do Yuri. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a sudden expression on her face. Don't get pissed at me too. Oh my god, are you just trying to impress me? I hate you. Do you like it?
Salty. I'm stunned. How is it possible that you're already this skilled at writing? It was but a day ago that I was trying to give you advice, and now you've always seemed to master it. Are you God?
Perhaps you're a good teacher. There you go. I really took your advice to heart and tried to compose a great piece that's in mind. Yuri visibly swallows. She coils a slender lock of her hair around her finger, twiddling it nervously.
You thought of me?
Sorry, was that weird?
No, how do I word this?
It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think it before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her.
I'm not used to this sort of thing. Having someone value my opinion like that.
I know it might sound foolish, but the fact that I am able to inspire you is incredibly humbling. I suppose in a way it just makes me really happy. Wait, surely you shared your writing with others before, right? Yuri shakes her head. Seriously, you're really talented, so I would have thought you had shown your writing to others.
I primarily write for myself. And besides, I honestly doubt people would seriously enjoy my writing.
No, I'm pretty sure people would love your writing. Do you really think that? Yuri nods solemnly. You really haven't shared it with anyone else? Not even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, can I look at your poem now?
Yeah. Yes, of course. If you really want to see it.
Resist. A whimsical tiny... Yeah, I can't read that. A whimsical tiny friend sleeps along my amber bookend, dreaming about a sanguine day. I know that guy, where Misaird slender lampposts play. Sorry, I can't read the cursive. She beckons me, her hand extends. Piercing pupils readily rend. Azure channels bend and twist, cautiously held above the wrists. However, she finds her advantage shunned, always crackling, always stunned. Never able to draw the lance. Across my arms she never danced. Perhaps it would be far the best, if I laid her down to rest. While I haven't given in to painful pleading from within, I think that it might be smart to save the song of fumbling hearts. These tears make me dizzily fall, and answer her virulent call.
I felt a bit guilty after yesterday's argument with Natsuki. I wanted to experiment with a smile a bit more. Hopefully it's not too confusing.
No, it's fine. If it's a bit more involved than yesterday's, I still like it. I'm noticing a lot more symbolism as well. I don't want to assume anything, but the tone of this poem, I'm not sure how to describe it.
Yes, I really wanted to test my abilities in creative expression. I didn't go too far, did I?
No, it's really good. I just know it's if I'm good enough at this to deduce the meaning.
If I had to explain it, I'd say it's about a closely guarded secret. I imagine everyone has a little something like that, something they are forced to keep to themselves for fear of ridicule. It's nice to be able to write about that sort of thing every now and then.
If it's something you enjoy doing, shouldn't you write about it more?
Well, it's not that simple. It's something I'm uncomfortable talking about. I'm not sure people would understand.
Is it the cutting thing? I mean, I've seen some shit, so...
If anybody were to find out about it...
Well, I guess as long as it's not hurting anyone, people shouldn't pry.
Do you think so?
Like, what is this Yuri's secret? Like, is it still the cutting, or is it something else? She did, like, BDSM?
Sorry, I was just thinking of something. I was thinking about tying myself up.
It's a good point, though.
Or tying you up. Best I could do is try to embrace my own weirdness, right? Otherwise, I think I'd hate myself. Sorry to keep you so long. Thank you for allowing me to ramble. There aren't many people in this world like you, Salty. When I share my writing with you, I feel like you genuinely care about what I have to say. It's nice having someone who listens.
That might be a bit much to say. Wouldn't it?
It's just, I'm not really used to it. I rarely feel comfortable about my writing, let alone with the idea of sharing it. But with you, it feels so easy. It's nice. Thank you for helping me with that, Salty.
Hey, no problem, babe. It's nothing, really. Yuri shows me a genuine smile. A newfound sense of self-confidence seems to sparkle behind her eye, if only just a moment. Like, I wonder, is there gonna eventually, the game gonna screw me over and be like, well, you focused on Yuri too much. Now Natsuki has killed herself and Sayori's killed herself, and because of that, Yuri doesn't want to be with you. Bad end. Probably. So let's go with Sayori. Ooh, I really like this one, Salty. Better than yesterday's, huh? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. That's not very helpful, you know. Sorry. I'm probably not the best person to get feedback from. Monica once told me it's important to really rate a poem because they're so subjective. So I just judge poems through my heart. I guess I look for how the poem makes me feel. I hope that helps. Or sort of. I guess some feedback is better than no feedback, right? Right. Speaking of feedback, do you want to read my poem now? Sure. Bottles. Oh, I remember Bottles! Bottles was really scary! I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in a bottle all in rows. My collection makes a lot of friends. Each bottle of starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secret hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. Does it feel like time elapsed? My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I open up and in come my friends. And they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one out, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. It doesn't sound as depressing as the last time it read, but still pretty damn depressing. Well, Sayori, I didn't expect that at all. Did you really write this? Of course I did. Remember I said I'd write the best poem ever yesterday. Well, here it is. After all, Monica has taught me a lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. So that's what the poem's about. I suppose that much was obvious. Unlike Yuri or Monika's poem, Sayori's are relatively simple to figure out. So, if you've interpreted this correctly, you're basically doing everything you can to keep your friends happy. 1 second. Yay, you got it! I really enjoyed writing this one. Just getting your thoughts out on paper and turning them into a poem is like magic. Well, if you interpret it correctly, Salty, she's giving away too much to her friends and not getting enough in return. Okay, sure. Well, I think it's amazing. You should be really proud of it. Oh, thank you, Salty. That means a lot. I don't think it was that good, though. Nah, it's great, seriously. I can't help but notice that the latter half of the poem isn't quite as cheery. In fact, it's somewhat alarming, a very dark contrast from the cheeriness I'm used to with Sayori. Although, maybe I'm looking into this a little too much, but the end of the poem is pretty dark. And you said you've been in touch with your feelings recently, so I'm just checking. Is everything okay? Salty, you're doing the good thing! Yay! Maybe we could prevent horrible things from happening. Of course, silly. I forgot to tell you, I really like about bittersweet stuff. Stuff that isn't just happy or just sad. A mixture of the two. And this poem shows what I mean. It's just my writing style. Oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. Well, either way, I'm glad you're enjoying writing so much. I hope you keep it up. Good to have a hobby. Of course, and hoping you'll also stick with it. So I look forward to seeing all the poems you write in the future. Well, no guarantees there, but just from seeing the passion in Sayori's eyes, it's hard to be pessimistic. Yay, we got everyone done. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right?
Actually, Natsuki and I haven't shared yet.
Uh-oh. I could feel a storm coming up. Hit the deck! Hit the deck! Yuri hesitantly approaches Natsuki, who isn't meeting her eyes. Is she still angry with Yuri? She's angry at us, too. Me. I wouldn't be out of character for her to be... Although judging by Monika and Sayori's anxious expression, I feel like something else is amiss.
So Natsuki, if I may?
How about we do this tomorrow instead? I'm not feeling well. It's my time of the month. Wow. I can practically see Monika eternally face-palming. Natsuki must have forgotten that the club isn't all girls anymore.
Is that so? I'm sorry, it must feel absolutely terrible if you can't even share your poem today.
You don't need to apologize. It's not your fault. I can definitely share tomorrow. Oh, shite. Did she write a poem that was about me? But when she saw that I wrote the poem that was more about Yuri, she got all pissed. Now she wants to write the other poem. Because if she shares this poem, they're like, oh, that's about Salty. I bet you that's what it's about.
Well, even if you aren't well enough to share your own poem, would you like to see mine? I wrote it thinking of our argument the other day. I suppose I wanted to show you that I'm more open-minded than I might have appeared, as a way of repenting. I know that it's not much, but hopefully this can contribute to a reconciliation between us. Although we may have our disagreement, I would like to consider you a friend. And friends forgive each other. Aww. I'm sorry if that's presumptuous of me to say. No, it's not presumptuous of you to say that. Because I'd like to consider you a friend too. So you can hand over the poem then. With a shy smile, Yuri hands the sheet of paper in her hand over to Natsuki. And as Natsuki reads the poem, her eyes widen. You're writing using rhyme and stuff, like me. You could say that you convinced me to practice adding more lyricisms to my poem. Natsuki looks like she's speechless for once. Thanks, Yuri. It's awesome. Yay, everyone likes each other. There's really no need to thank me. Well, I'm really glad that I got to know you.
Oh, that's good. Shit. And I definitely have something that'll knock your socks off tomorrow. Then I'll be looking forward to that.
I do hope that you feel better tomorrow as well, so you could share your work with me then.
Yeah, of course. This was a crisis and a half avoided. I'm really glad that Natsuki and Yuri worked things out, and it seems that Monika and Sayori feel the same way. It's good to see everyone's getting along. Now that we're done sharing though, I have something to discuss with you all. There's a great opportunity for expanding the club that's coming up. Is this about the festival? Oh shit, the festival. This festival is like the frickin' Higurashi, whatchamacallit? Cotton Drifting Festival. Every time there's a frickin' festival at either Doki Doki Literature Club or Doki Doki not Higurashi, there's bullshit that happens. I don't like bullshit. Is this about the festival? You could say that. We didn't even get to the festival last time. Everyone died. Do we have to really do something? It's only a few days, so it's not like we're really able to come up with anything good.
Yeah, that's something I'm concerned about as well. For such little time left to prepare, I doubt we'll be able to put together anything good enough to attract new members.
Yeah, we'll just end up embarrassing ourselves. Oh, don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? Nothing more than a few decorations. I could design some pamphlets to hand out at the event, and Sori made posters to put up around the school. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to be putting on our poetry performance. Alright!
Monika!
Everyone's going to choose one poem to recite out loud. It doesn't have to be written by you, as long as you put your heart into the recitation. Albert. Although, of course, it'd be great if you could show off your own work. And the cool part is, we're going to let anyone else come up and recite their poem, too. Yeah, I put a thing on the poster that says... I put a thing on the poster that says, bring your own poems. It's gonna be so cool. Zoe pulls a poster out of her bag and holds it up for everyone to see. Are you kidding me, Monika? Don't tell me you started putting these posters up already. Well, I did. Do you think it's that bad of an idea? Well, you didn't even ask us before you started advertising. We never agreed to stand up in front of a bunch of random people and perform our poems.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys. Yes, let's please calm down and take a moment to think about it. I understand that you two haven't had much experience in sharing your poems out loud. In fact, we all haven't done that much. But I still think we should try our best. Look around. Monika motions to all of us. We're all here because we have passion for literature and this club, and not because of our male member who has a penis. Don't you want to share that passion with other people to inspire them to pursue their inner writing? Yeah, and their inner penis. It's about all exploring yourself. It's all about exploring yourself and trying new things, all while having fun. Monica and I nod our heads in agreement. Natsuki and Yuri, on the other hand, remain silent. Guess that's my turn to say something. I mean, I don't think it's that much to ask. As Monica said, we're all here because we care about the club. We want to see it flourish. And if that all means it, and if all that means is a 2-minute poetry performance, then I think we can manage it. Sayori and Monica's face light up as I finish speaking. Hey, it isn't like we don't care about the club. It's just, do we have to perform? I know how hard it is to get new members. It's because people are just narrow-minded jerks and they don't even give literature a chance. Who's to say the festival will be any different?
I can decline to agree with Natsuki. I'm sorry, Monica. I know how much you want to do this, but I just can't imagine performing in front of a crowd of strangers.
Well, at least Yuri and Natsuki have proven they can agree on something. Monica sighs, her eyes closed as she rubs her temples. Look, guys, I know you're anxious. I understand that, I really do. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous myself. After all, it's my club, so people are going to judge me the most if our performance doesn't go well. Natsuki, if it makes you feel any better, a few of my friends will be coming along. They're lovely people. They won't judge you for your tastes. I've known them for a few years, trust me. Natsuki huffs, turning away. She doesn't look particularly convinced. And Yuri, I know it's a scary thought, but I thought of a way to ease you into it. We'll have cocaine. You love cocaine, don't you, Yuri? Cocaine is Nushi, it's for Yuri.
Cocaine, you say?
Why don't we start by practicing our poem to each other in the club? No way!
Monica! This is two-sided.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? But, Monica, there's just gonna be something else we could do. There's gotta be something else we can do. Yuri nods vigorously as Natsuki's words anxiously written all over her face. But guys... No, Sayori, it's okay. If you guys really think we could do better than a poetry performance, then I'll gladly be along with an alternative. This is interesting. An alternative? We never had an alternative before. Monica was just like, nah, we're doing this shit. You have no say. This is a dictatorship. Screw you guys. So, any ideas? An awkward silence fills the room. We all glance at each other anxiously before Sayori finally speaks up. We could... Sayori stops and thinks to herself for a moment. Wait, no, never mind. That wouldn't work. Once again, the room falls silent. Well then? Guess we can't come up with something different after all. Guess we'll just have to do poems. Monica laughs, attempting to ease the tension in the room. I know you guys might not be the most on board with the idea, but I think it's our best option. Please, guys, please. Can you stop pressuring us? I'm honestly surprised Natsuki putting up such a resistance. I know she was a little hot-headed, but even still. I'm not pressuring you, Natsuki. Both of them have raised their voice. Yuri looks a little startled, and Sayori looks anxious to intervene. Uh-oh. Oh, guys, please, there's no need to get angry. Can't we just discuss this normally? Monica reflects on Sayori. Natsuki, she's gonna kill you. Monica reflects on Sayori's look, looking a little ashamed of her outburst. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice. It's just this festival. It's important to me, that's all. Ever since I created this club, I always wanted to show other people. Natsuki, Yuri, I imagine you were both a little apprehensive when Salty joined, right? After all, he was an unfamiliar face. She smiles warmingly at me. Meanwhile, Salty's at a desk just picking his nose. What? But look, he's integrating really well. He's made the effort to get to know us about our individual writing styles. She turns to Yuri. And Yuri, remember at the start when he asked you for a book recommendation? Yuri nods and Monica shoots up her knowing smile. Must have been lovely being able to share a book you're so passionate about with a new person, right?
Yes, it was an enjoyable discussion. Yes, it was enjoyable discussing it with you, Salty.
Yeah, likewise. This is something I'd normally read, so without you, it would have gone by unnoticed. See, guys? We find more people who just as into horror, Yuri. More like-minded people. Now come on, tell me that isn't an appealing idea.
Yes, of course, but really my biggest issue is with an actual performance aspect of the festival.
Well, like I said, I know it's scary. I know it's a scary thought performing in front of a bunch of strangers, but trust me when I say I have full faith in you, in all of you. Your poems are amazing, guys. I just know people will love them. It's almost criminal not to show them off. So what do you think, guys? For me? For us? For America? Fine. Fine. I still don't think this is a good idea, but fine, I'll do it. Just stop guilt-tripping us. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. Even when you don't have the powers of a manipulative digital woman, you're still a manipulative bitch. Thanks, Natsuki. And you, Yuri. Yuri nervously glances at each of our expectant faces.
But Monica, what if people start being inconsiderate and disturb us or laugh?
I'm not surprised Yuri is worried about this. Oh, don't you worry. If anyone steps out of line, I'll put a swift stop to that. I'll kill them. She has a stern glint in her eyes, and I have to repress a shiver. I'm glad she's with us. Yuri looks somewhat relieved, but it's clear she's still worried. She swallows and nods. What if... no. Wait. Like, what if instead of Monica just being like this AI who's, you know, like in the first story, what if she's just a straight serial killer? She doesn't know she's an AI, or in the game she's just programmed to just kill no matter what. That would be... I would like to see that. They should make a mod about that. Yuri looks somewhat relieved, but it's clear she's still worried. She swallows and nods.
I suppose I don't have a choice, do I?
I shake my head.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yay, that's everyone! You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
No promises. I know you'll do great, Yuri. Just trust me. But anyway, let's move back onto the main event. While we have time, I want each of us to choose a poem of yours to practice reciting in front of each other. She didn't do hers, though. Yuri and Natsuki exchange uneasy glances but don't say anything. Don't worry, I'll go first so everyone feels a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Oh, of course. Now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook, searching for a specific poem. Ah, here we are. The title of the poem is The Way They Fly. We actually never got to read this one. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. Her eyes move across the page in sync with her lips. Every word has the perfect amount of emotion, but behind it, making the poem almost come to life. Her inflection is extraordinary. I'm impressed, and judging by a quick glance around me, so is everyone else. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Even Natsuki's once sour attitude is replaced by awe. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Yay! Woo! Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica! Aw, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? Yep! Sayori jumps up from her chair and takes Monica's place at the front of the room. This poem is called, oh, how do you do it so easily, Monica? Well, try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. It's your poem, so it comes out best that way. Oh, I think I get it. Sayori nods to herself. Anyway, this poem's called My Meadow. Sayori begins reciting a poem. It seems as if her soft voice is a perfect match. As for the poem itself, it has a similar tone when compared to her other ones. Oh, I needed something to drink. It's peaceful, yet somber at the same time. Bittersweet, you could call it. Hearing the poem in Sayori's voice almost gives it an entirely new meaning. I think this is what Sayori means when she says she likes my poems. It's like seeing a whole new side of someone you thought you knew completely. Sayori finishes and we all applaud. I did it! Yep, good job. Sayori beams as she walks back to her seat. So who'd like to go next? Natsuki, Yuri, and I look at each other nervously. I open my mouth, but Yuri beats me to the punch.
I'll go!
Nice, thanks for showing initiative, Yuri.
Yes!
Yuri rushes over to the podium, clutching a sheet of paper in her hands. This poem is called... Yuri freezes as she looks at us. You could do it, Yuri.
It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri begins to recite her poem.
Her voice is shaky at first, but the more she reads, the more confident she becomes. It's similar to what happens when she gets absorbed in her books. The shy and apprehensive Yuri is used to it, replaced by a fierce and confident woman. The poem itself is like a maze in its structure, with twists and turns every line. But Yuri is unfazed and enunciated each word with perfect timing. I did that too. This must be a rare glimpse into the wiling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. Monica's the first to start applauding. Sheepishly, I follow along, and soon the club room is filled with the sound of applause. Yuri ducks her head in embarrassment, a shy smile creeping over her face. Yuri, that was really good. Like I said, you don't have anything to worry about. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks!
Guess Yuri's done for the day. So who'd like to go next? Natsuki? Huh. Why should I go before Salty? It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Salty lower everyone's standards before I go. Natsuki! Monica hastens to chastise her, shooting me a sympathetic look. That was kind of rude, don't you think? Oh, that's a little weird. You should apologize to Salty. Natsuki's face turns red as the girls all turn to look at her. I've decided to spare Natsuki from the embarrassment. Hey, it's really no big deal. I'll end up going at some point anyway, might as well do it now. Thing is, I don't have much of a selection to choose from. I just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone hides their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I take a deep breath. In my head, I repeat to myself the advice Monica gave to Sayori. Try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. Alone. My house is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of being alone. This scene rapidly develops in my head like I'm recalling a recent memory. I'm sitting alone at my desk, the dim light hanging from the ceiling, giving a warmth to my room. In front of me is the poem I've just finished, the ink from my pen still fresh on the page. I pick up the notebook and reciting it out loud. While I'm not the most confident in it, I still try and put energy into it. I can almost hear my voices echoing off my bedroom walls. As I finished, the sounds of applause pulled me out of my daydream. I'm back at the club room, standing at the podium while all the girls politely applaud my performance. That was good, Salty. I guess. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. I don't think it's your writing abilities, but rather your lack of confidence that weighs you down. Like Yuri, that's something that'll improve over time. So don't worry. You're okay. Thanks. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. As she says this, Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. This poem is called... It's called... Stop looking at me! But you're presenting. You don't have to stare straight into my soul, though. She takes a moment to compose herself. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. While voice is unenthusiastic, the poem has a surprising amount of energy to it. The rhythm ties into each other seamlessly, creating a flow that moves the poem along at a brisk pace. The word seems to bounce up and down with the rhythm, seemingly making the poem come to life. It's Natsuki's signature style, and it works exceptionally well when read out loud. She quickly finishes and huffs as she makes her way back to her seat while we applaud her. That wasn't so bad, was it? She stares at her poem blankly for a second before replying. Easy for you to say. Better not make me do that again. Well, that's what we're going to be doing at the festival, so... Do you at least feel confident enough to do it in front of a crowd? I guess. Not like there's any other choice. And I guess it'd be easier doing it in front of the other people. I can't just put on whatever face I want with strangers. I don't care about what they think of me. Boy, it's just my friends. It's just embarrassing. But I still hate the idea that we have to perform. She mutters the last sentence under her breath. The others probably didn't even hear. Aw, she thinks we're friends. That's good. I knew Natsuki was stubborn, but this is a whole other level. However, it does look like she's going along with the idea of performing it for the festival. Well, at least for now, since she's basically outvoted and can't come up with another idea anyway. You can't outvote a dictator. Really? That's a surprise. Wait, what was going on? Well, at least now she's... So she's saying she hates the fact that they have to perform, I guess? It's the other way around. Having all these people around looking at you, judging you. Ugh, I don't like to think about it.
I can relate to that.
Yuri mumbers quietly. The thought of so many eyes observing your every movement all at once. She trails off, shaking her head. Well, that's just how it is, so... Natsuki sighs in frustration. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. Speaking of which, I want to thank you all for performing. It might be difficult, but now that we have a general idea of what it would be like, we'll be able to prepare ourselves. Make sure you pick out a poem and show it to me tomorrow, okay? I'll need to know so I can make the pamphlets over the weekend. I should probably find a different poem to recite. I know you prefer it if we used our own poetry, but I'm probably going to pick a poem from a poet I like or something. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, Salty. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort into our club. Low expectations, huh? More like any effort put in makes me happy in general. Monica smiles at me, and then she turns to smile to everyone else. That goes for everyone here. Thanks for going along with these last-minute plans. Anyway, I think that about does it for today. Let's still try and write poems for tomorrow, okay? I know the festival's coming up, but it's been working out nicely the past few days. I'd like for it to continue. Tomorrow, we'll finalize who's doing what for the festival, and then we have the weekend to prepare. Remember, we have till Monday. It'll be so much fun. I can't wait. We all stand up, packing away our things. However, Monica's voice stops us. Oh, and guys, she pauses, twirling a strand of hair in her hand. The club truly does mean so much to me, and I really appreciate that you're willing to do for it. You guys are the best. In typical fashion, Natsuki just rolls her eyes. Yuri smiles timidly, while Sayori wears a hearty smile. Let's just get it over with. I hope we don't regret this.
That's okay, Monica. Nothing to thank us for. Really appreciate what you've made for us.
I can't help but catch Yuri muttering under her breath as she says this.
I can do this. I can do this.
Yeah, I love it here. We'll get to spread this cozy little place to other people. Yeah, it's all good, Monica. She's just wanting to build her dictator army. Alright. I stand up and grab my bag. While I'm certainly not as enthused as Monica or Sayori about the festival, if I could pull that little daydream stunt again, I think it'll be alright. It's for the sake of the club, not to mention impressing the girls. Once I've fully packed up, I walk over to Sayori. Ready to go? Yep. Jeez, don't you ever get tired of always walking home with salty Sayori? She wants me to walk with her. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, don't mind her. You guys are more adorable than anything. Alright. No need to make such a big deal about it.
Must be a little nice, though.
Yeah, I guess. Aw, jeez. Let's just go already, Sayori. Okay. The two of us begin to walk home. A lot has changed in the past few days. Lost in thoughts, I don't even notice how quiet Sayori's been until we're almost back home. There's a lot going on in the club now, huh? Bet you're thinking about all your new vice president duties that you'll have to deal with the club growing bigger. Yeah. Anything specific on your mind? Not really. Sorry, did you want to talk? We don't have to if you're thinking about stuff. No, it's nice talking to you. I was thinking about something from earlier. It's nice that is she gonna ask me about the walking home with Yuri? I think she is. Never mind, it's nothing. You're sounding a little like Yuri right now. Oh yeah. Well, I guess I have a question for you, Salty. What's up? Sayori clears the throat before speaking. So let's say that one day Yuri asks to walk home with you. Yep. What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Oh. Oh, but she's like the childhood friend. But we went for the Yuri route. But would this really affect? You shouldn't juggle two chicks. Okay. We just saved it. If she asked, it would be impolite to say no. Walking home with Yuri, huh? What did the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, I would feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? Oh, I'm so sorry if that makes you want to kill yourself. I really am. I'm so sorry. We'll do your route soon, I promise. That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it. Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. Don't you think that maybe she'll be more fun to walk home with? Come on! Don't guilt trip me! Come on! You should know what's coming in. I frown. Where did that come from? Well, I mean, it would be interesting, I guess. But even if I did walk with her, it's not like she'd be replacing you or anything. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is... Why don't you all just walk together? Solve all the problems. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward. But it's kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. Can't just lie to her. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Sayori and I part ways without saying another word. I reach my house and open the door. Well, darn. I'm home. No response. I'm alone as usual. This is new. I mumble that part to myself. Talking to myself as if I'm the protagonist of a manga or game. Must be going stir crazy. Mom is still out on a business trip. She's never coming home. Oh, she's never home anymore. Wow, that got dark. I miss her. But I don't blame her for anything. It's hard enough providing for yourself, let alone a kid. Since I'm alone, I decided to make an instant meal for dinner. Digging through my cabinets, I find some old soup cups. Miso soup sounds good. I unwrap the packaging, pour in some water, and place the meal in the microwave. While it cooks, my mind wanders back to my performance earlier. That daydream was so vivid, so realistic. Can I really pull off this performance again? But this time in front of a crowd? I wasn't even that great in the first place, and just doing it in front of the girls was nerve-wracking. Guess I'm not really used to being around people again. Maybe that's it. We're learning some backstory of Salty. Interesting. Thinking about it, I guess I'm kind of been subconsciously isolating myself from people ever since the divorce. Before it even, in some cases. I wonder when I started shutting people myself. Maybe that's part of why Sayori and I drifted apart over the past few years. It wasn't intentional or anything, it just happened. At least I don't think it was intentional. But I'm glad I got to reconnect with her in the literature club. It gives me something to do, something to look forward to that isn't anime or video games. Talking with a girl that has made me feel more appreciated. Really? You're now just showing you this side of yourself, Salty? I just turned the girl down. She's probably gonna kill herself. It's nice feelings. Something that has been missing from me ever since the divorce. Maybe that's why Sayori likes walking home with me. Makes her feel appreciated. Sayori. The more I think about it, the more concern for her I got. She said some pretty weird stuff. But I guess people just have their off days. Maybe she's just changed a little bit over the years. Pretty normal, right? I'd like to think I'd be able to tell if something was up with her. Although giving a recent distance, I'm not so sure. Sure, we've started talking again, but there's a lot of lost time. Maybe that'll change, and we'll go back to how we used to. Beep! I hope. Here we go! Doki Doki! Yay! Doki Doki nighttime! Aw. And now we got the poems! Alright guys, you know the drill. Episode end! Which... Okay, this one is the newest one. Ah, that was interesting. I think we're starting to get to the more newer stuff, so... And it's interesting that the festival is going to be coming up, but we never got to do the festival in the previous game, so... we'll probably be getting to that in the next 2 episodes or so. Thanks for joining me, and I'm hoping you're enjoying yourself. Hopefully by this time my throat will feel better, and I will have my voice back. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!